You're listening to The Bible Guys, a podcast where a couple of friends talk about the Bible in fun and practical ways.
Well, good morning.
There it is.
Good morning. We talk the whole night through. Good morning. Good morning to you and you and you. In the morning, we love to stay up late in the morning with you.
Wow.
There you go.
How awesome is this? We got a double verse, 2 verses.
Second verse, same as the first. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Bible Guys. We are Chris and Jeff.
Yes.
Yes, and we are, that's who we are, Jeff.
That's correct.
And we are about to launch into a brand new Beatitude today, Matthew chapter 5, verse 10. But before we do,
Super excited about it.
Desiree says this: the Winter Olympics are about to start. So let's do a draft list of our favorite Winter Olympic sports.
Well, you just commented on it, and I couldn't figure out what you were talking about the Winter Olympics.
There it is.
So I didn't know that's what you're doing. Great. I should have prepped this one.
Yeah, well, I'm going to read
Okay.
I'm going to read a list.
Okay.
Okay, so do rock, paper, scissors. See who gets to go first.
Okay.
Each of them draft 5. So we'll do 1 through 3, shoot. You
Okay.
ready?
1, 2, 3, shoot. Ah! I did paper, he did scissors.
I won.
Because you've been choosing rock lately.
Yes.
Yeah, and so you went scissors.
Yes, I did.
I should have taken rock.
Okay, so I typed in, because I just wanted to remind myself, give me a list of Winter Olympic sports. And it says it is biathlon, bobsleighing, curling, that's so funny. Who would ever say that's their favorite?
Yeah,
Maybe you, I don't know. Ice hockey. What is that, luge?
Luge. That's the fastest sport in
Oh, yeah. I know what that is. And then figure skating or skating.
Or speed skating.
Speed skating. Short track speed skating.
Okay.
Ski mountaineering. Ski cross-country skiing. Jumping skiing. Nordic skiing. All the other skiings combined. And snowboarding.
That's not all of them, though.
Oh.
Because they also do, like, the shooting ones. What are those?
Oh.
Is that the complete list, or is that a summary list?
Well, I asked for a complete list.
I know, but
it didn't give it to me.
You're reading the,
Do.
Yeah. We're like a couple of men trying to figure out how to use a phone. How do you use this thing?
Well, I keep on.
What in the world?
Well, you know why? I went ahead and put it on. I always try to put it on silence.
How many sports are in the Winter Olympics?
Well, here you go. It says there are 8
15.
sports and 15 disciplines.
Okay.
And these are they.
That's it. Okay, so it must be the Nordic skiing one.
Okay.
Or did they take the shooting step out?
Maybe.
I don't know. Anyways, all right. So we're going to vote.
Okay.
You got to pick the first one.
Well, I mean,
so we're picking 5 apiece, and there's only 8 sports.
Let's do 3 apiece.
Okay.
Since we've already wasted 3 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, number 1, here's what I'll say. I will say my favorite to watch, honestly, is the figure skating, ice skating thing.
Really? You like that?
Yeah. Well, because it's the most I love the skiing, but nobody does anything different.
Right.
But with skating, they do different things.
Yeah, and there's music. There's singing and dancing. Right? You get
I
that? And you always get to see somebody take a triple.
There's sequence.
And bright lights.
Chris, is right up your alley. Dude, be quiet. I just mean
sorry.
it's
I'm joking.
impressive.
Hey, my wife and daughter will watch that, and then I'll be in there too, and we'll be arguing about triple loops.
I see.
Yeah,
Your wife
triple
and
whatevers.
daughter watch it,
and
you watch it by default.
well, I will. I'll watch it. Yeah.
Well, thanks,
I
Jeff.
wouldn't turn it on to watch it. But
Thanks, Jeff.
if it's
I
on,
feel
will.
so manly right
Okay.
now.
So mine was going to be hockey. So that's I like hockey.
Yeah.
I like going. We live here in Michigan. I grew up in Michigan. And when I was in high school, I used to go. We'd pay $7 to go sit right on the glass at a minor league hockey thing, and we would get 1 fight for every $1 we spent, and that was it, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what,
$7, 7 fights. That's how you know it's a good
I
night.
have been to my share of Red Wings games, and I have definitely tried to watch my share of Red Wings games. And I've determined with hockey, I like it in person a lot, and I don't like to watch it on TV.
Oh, really?
I just don't.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I like it on TV too.
I just don't love it.
Yeah.
Don't love it on TV.
All right. Well, hockey's it.
Okay.
And then I can still remember when the U.S. beat Russia. The Miracle on Ice.
Yeah.
I remember watching that game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say my next one is it's going to be the ski jump.
Isn't that a neat one?
Yeah,
I was going to claim that one too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a good one.
yeah.
Only because you think, okay, this guy might die, and then he doesn't die, and you go, well, maybe this guy might die.
Well, I gotta say, I'm fascinated with, with just the idea that they're so calm and composed, and they lean into the wind, and then they land perfectly. I'm thinking, gee whiz, it takes a lot of strength and composure to do all that.
So I like the fast ones, like the luge. The luge
Yeah.
These guys are doing like 70 miles an hour or some crazy thing down the ice, and it's, again, they might die.
Right.
So there seems to be a theme for me.
They
might die or they might fight. Those are the two things.
Right. That's so good.
Yeah. I like those, the bobsled one, the luge. Those are basically the same, but I think they count as two different things.
Yep.
All right, then I'll choose luge.
Well,
I'll choose
my
luge.
third one's bobsled.
Yeah.
It is. So I love bobsled. It's very interesting, and I always just love to watch the turns, especially. They go around the turns, and there's always a camera there, and whoa, they whip around, go way up on the side.
I have a friend that was a U.S. bobsledder for the U.S. Olympics.
Wow.
Yeah, Chimp Minton, and he was a wrestler for WWF and WWE. He was Mr. World Class afterwards, and it was after he was the pusher.
Okay.
On the team that finally got, I forgot what it was, bronze or silver. It was like the first medal we'd gotten in bobsled in decades.
Well, the pusher is the most important person.
Yeah, and so he's huge. He's like 6'3", probably weighs 285, is solid muscle.
Wow.
And then when he got out of the bobsledding thing, he had a tattoo of the Olympic rings on there, and it's just world class. And so then he was Mr. World Class in the WWE for a while.
Did he get like really fat? Now the rings are like droopy.
Yeah. No, not last time I saw him. He could still beat us up. All right. Yeah, so that was kind of neat, and he talked all about prepping for that and stuff. It's pretty neat.
Because I always wonder when people get multiple tattoos, or actually like a lot of tattoos, which I like. I like ink on skin. I think that's really cool, especially I'm an artist, right? So so that whole art thing is what I really like. And but when people's bodies change a lot, the tattoos sometimes become hilarious.
Change a lot.
Yes, they change a lot as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my brother Don, he got a unicorn, and it was like this slender-looking unicorn, and then later on his arms got really thick, like look wide, like fat, and it just became this pudgy unicorn, And just like, that's hilarious. Yeah.
Okay, do I have one more?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Okay, I am not lying when I tell you I watch curling.
Do you really?
I do. Yeah.
Wow.
I promise you. Yeah.
Wow. It's so exciting, Jeff.
It's a neat game.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat. And my brother and I used to hunt up in northern Michigan, and in Lewiston, where we would often stay, there's a curling club in Lewiston. And so on a couple of occasions, I went across the street from where we were staying. We'd go in there and just watch the guys push it. It's kind of a neat game.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's every single thing is the same. It's the same.
Well, if you like horseshoes, or if you like what's the beanbag toss, cornhole, it's the same.
Yeah,
but it's on ice.
Shuffleboard.
Shuffleboard, yeah, it's on ice, and that's it. It's a fun game.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there it is. All right. Good job, us.
Man, we nailed it. We covered 6 of the eight events in the
right
or sports in the thing. So which ones did we leave off? Which ones we hate? Which ones were on that list that we left off on purpose? Nordic skiing.
Biathlon.
And biathlon. Biathlon's the one that where you ski and shoot.
I think cross-country skiing is the worst.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Cross-country anything except driving.
Right.
Awful, so.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Well, hey.
Well, I'll tell you what. A lot of people, Jeff, when they are winners of gold medals, the other countries persecute them.
Is that true?
I don't know.
Is that true? That's a fact?
It has to be.
Yeah.
Right? Wouldn't you think?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but you know what they should do? They should treat them well, because the Bible says they be blessed.
Yeah. Well, here it is, and that was one of the worst transitions we've ever done.
Yes. You're welcome.
If you're new to the show,
you're welcome.
We do that on purpose.
Yes.
So in Matthew chapter 5, verse 11, Jesus says, "Blessed are you when people mock you and persecute you and lie about you and say all sorts of evil things against you because you're my followers. Be happy about it. Be very glad, for a great reward awaits you in heaven. And remember, the ancient prophets were persecuted in the same way. Well, I read that and I go, really, Jesus? Of all the other ones I kind of like. This one, I'm like, are you serious?
Well, I got to be honest. It's almost like the book of James. Remember when it says, blessed is the man who endureth temptation, right?
Yeah.
Or endures trials and tribulations.
Count it all joy.
Count it all joy. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like the same thing. It's like, well, wait a minute. I'm not going to count it all joy when I go through the worst. And I'm talking about trials and tribulations. I'm talking about the heavy ones.
Yeah,
right? The ones that don't feel good. And this gives me that type of feeling here.
Yeah.
You know, people lie about you, people persecute you, people hurt you, and they do all of this because you're my followers. And really, what he's saying is, you know, when you pay the price for your faith, when you stand up and do what is right, and when you stand for Jesus, and people radically oppose you, blessed are you, who are persecuted because of faith. Now, have you ever been? I know you have. Can you ever think of a time where you were persecuted publicly for faith?
Yeah, on multiple occasions. Even young in my faith, as a kid, as a teenager, multiple times. I used to have kids beat me up in school because I was always a fighter, and then suddenly I wouldn't fight anymore, and kids would punch me. How about now, Christian? Right? They would literally do that to me. Beat me again. And I can remember going to my dad. My dad said, listen, if they're taking your lunch, break their nose. If they're beating you up because you're a Christian, take it. And I remember going, ooh. And so I can remember taking hits as a kid. Protect your property. Hey, if that's all. This isn't a faith thing. But if they're beating you because you're a Christian, he said, how are you going to prove that you're any different than them if you fight them back? And I remember thinking, man, that's a tough one. But I did it. I can remember same thing with coaches. I had coaches do that. But then I was working in Chicago with gangs, and we had some gang members decide to come after us, not because we were out of place in their neighborhood, but because we were Christians. And they smashed out our windows, and matter of fact, they smashed out our windows. We go running around a corner. It was a couple of about 15-year-olds. I was 19, 20. I was about 20, 21. Come run around the corner and realize they had baited us into a back alley where there were about 15 guys with bats and chains. And it was all these 18, 19, 20-year-olds. So it was two 15-year-olds. I thought, we're going to go beat these kids up. And then we get around the corner, and it was just that they were baiting us into that area so they could beat us up. And they sent the message, we don't like you or your Jesus. And that's what they were for. We got away. We wound up not getting beat up too bad, but we got away. But that was the message they were sending. So, yeah, that's happened. And then other things throughout my life, and even in some of the missionary stuff that we do. Yeah, very clearly it's an issue. So
my son was attending Moody Bible Institute in Chicago. Did you know he went there for a semester?
Yeah.
And a semester and a half, actually.
The undergrad stuff is free.
Yeah.
You can go to Moody Bible Institute for free.
He was paying
in
room,
the undergrad.
He was paying room and board, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, the actual, education.
The classes are
the classes
free.
portion was free. So he was walking back from his job in downtown Chicago, and he had to walk like 6 blocks to work, and he worked as a balloon twister in restaurants.
Oh, cool!
And then people would tip him, And he made
Ed DeBevick's? Is that where he worked?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Because they used to have balloon twisters. Anyways, go ahead.
But he made tremendously good money. It was really good. So he's walking back to his dorm, and he approaches the city block that Moody is on. So there's like one big, huge city block, and his dorm is on that block, but there's a big field. And so he sort of crosses the street, and he's walking toward his dorm, and I am currently on the phone with him, right? Because he would often call me on this walk back to the dormitory. And there was a gang of people who jumped him and beat him up. And they said that they did that because they didn't like the Christians who went to Moody. So there was this gang, and they verbally attacked him when I was listening to it on the phone.
Yeah, that's rough.
And then the phone goes dead as I hear him getting beat up. Then the phone goes dead.
Wow.
Well, he's fine ultimately, and he gets up, and he, they threw eggs at him, and he had this jacket, this really expensive jacket, so he threw that away, and he was covered in eggs, and they had beat him up, and kicked him and everything else. So he had to get up, and he had to go take a shower immediately. So he didn't answer his phone. So imagine me, I'm on the phone with him, I hear him getting attacked by,
And you're 5 hours away.
and I'm 5 hours away. It goes silent as I hear him getting beat up. Goes dead. I call back 100 times, no answer, because he's taking care of business in the shower, just getting all the eggs off of him. And I'm thinking, what am I thinking, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, it was very, very traumatic for me nonetheless. But that's what steps out in my mind every time it says persecuted for faith. He was beat up just because he was a Bible college student.
Yeah. There's a note in the Life Application Study Bible that says, Jesus said to be happy when we're persecuted for our faith. And then it gives reasons why persecution could be good, right? But man, these are very humbling to me because they don't feel good. Persecution can be good because, one, it takes our eyes off earthly rewards. So it reminds us what's most important. And we forget that this isn't really home. We're just travelers passing through, right? So that's one. Two, it strips away superficial belief, right? When you're being persecuted, you find out, do you really believe this or not? When you're being persecuted for your faith, do you really believe it? Number three, it strengthens our faith if we endure. If you make it through it and you endure, okay, God will carry me through this. God can even help me through this bad thing. And then four, it serves as an example to others who follow as they see the way that we live while going through it. Because persecution is going to continue happening. The next generation is going to be persecuted. The only way they're going to make it through is knowing that others have made it through, right? That's it. And it says, so we can be comforted knowing that God's greatest prophets were persecuted, including Elijah, Jeremiah, and Daniel. The fact that Christians in many times and places around the world have been persecuted is evidence of faithfulness. Faithless people would be unnoticed, and we wouldn't remember them. In the kingdom, God will reward the faithful by receiving them into his eternal kingdom, where no one will face persecution. So there's a couple of things. One is you're going to find out what you really believe. You don't know what you really believe when everything's easy, right? That old gospel song, we talk of faith when we're up on the mountain. When talk comes so easy, when life's at its best.
Yeah.
But it's down in the valleys of trials and temptations. That's when our faith is really put to the test, right?
It's so funny that you thought of an old gospel song. I was thinking of Steve Green's "All Who Come Behind Us Find Us Faithful."
Oh, yeah, yeah.
May the fire of our devotion light their way. Yeah. May the footprints that we leave lead them to believe, in the life we live inspire them to obey.
Yeah. Same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So there is this idea that the fact that we have great people who came behind us that are continuing, or that then inspire us, and then there's going to be, people who came before us that inspired us, and then there's going to be people behind us,
right,
that will be inspired by our decisions, and that's been that way. John Fox wrote that the persecution of the saints, the blood of the martyrs is the seed of the church. And that's true, and that's been true all around the world. Were you with us at the Timothy Initiative's Global Partners Weekend when we showed that video of that guy who was sitting on his phone, and he sent us a video saying, they're threatening to kill me, and I'm not afraid to die, but what about my children? His wife had died.
I don't think so.
Remember that? And he was asking, what do we do? So he was planting a church in an area that had a bunch of radical Hindus that just kill, and they burned down 90 churches, and they did all kinds of just horrible things towards the Christians. They hate Christianity in that area, and not all Hindus do, but in that area there is a radical group of violent Hindus, and so they threatened him, if you preach the gospel here, we will kill you. And they put him on notice, and they left messages, and they let the children know. His wife had just died from kidney failure, and so here's a single dad raising his 2 kids, and they say, we're going to kill you and your kids. So he sent us a video, and he said, what do I do? I'm not afraid to die. Just tell me what I do. What do I do with my children? Right? And he sent us a message. I'm going to go preach the gospel anyways. Otherwise, how are they ever going to hear? So some of our team intervened. They jumped in. They pulled him and his children out for a little while. Things calmed down a little bit. And then he went back and actually planted a church in that village.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
No, I cannot imagine.
I can't imagine. And now let me tell you this. It's 1 out of every 7 Christians in the world live in a place that they're threatened nonstop. 1 out of every 7.
Wow.
Christians in the world have a threat against their religion and their faith. And I wonder how full our churches would be on Sunday if 1 out of 7 people sitting in our auditorium were also threatened.
Right.
Every day,
just
right?
here in the West.
Yeah, in the West. It's just the commitment of the Christian brothers and sisters around the world are incredible.
So way back when Fidel Castro was still alive, was still the regime in Cuba, we had flown into Cuba and we were doing a video for this organization called Cuba for Christ, and they wanted the gospel to be spread throughout Cuba. Well, first of all, we barely got into the country, right? Because back then it was even way more touchy than it is now, you know. And then I
had trouble getting into Cuba too.
Yeah. And then we actually stayed at a hotel, the Copacabana. Actually, it was the very famous Copacabana. Right. And but anyway, but it was bugged. It was bugged.
Oh yeah.
So they told us. They said, don't say anything about our work that we're doing in the hotel room because it's bugged. And like I literally walked by when the door was open and I saw all the screens in the hotel rooms. Like I mean, I'm not kidding. Like violating. There's no rights.
Sure. Right.
There's no rights.
Right.
And so anyway, it was just terrible. And so I just thought to myself, well, somebody's watching me. That's creepy, or listening or whatever. So I really couldn't tell. But anyway, the bottom line is we were filming in the streets, and we were doing an interview on the Thoroughway. And as we were asking about this guy to talk about his ministry, there were some people walking by, and they kept on getting closer and closer and hanging around. And one of them was an old woman, and they said, we have to go because we're going to get in trouble, and the police are going to come, and they're going to arrest us for talking about Christ on the streets. And I was like, what? And so we had all this filming gear, and we had to literally pick it up and go. And I was like, what are you talking about? There was no police around. And what they explained to me is that the people make no money, right? They only make $12 a month on the average.
35.
Oh, now it's 35?
Yeah.
Okay, well back then I thought
doctors would be like $50.
Okay.
And then everybody else, street cleaners, police officers, everybody else makes like 35
well, but
now.
either way.
But yeah.
Either way, right?
Still.
I mean,
back
come on.
then it was way less. You're right.
So anyway, but the bottom line is they had said that the government offers rewards for those who turn in Christians. And so they said the reason why those people were hanging around is they had overheard my conversation, and they have called the police, and they're waiting around for their reward, so we need to go. And I'm like, how do you know that? And they're like, trust me, I know. And I was like, that is incredible.
I met with a guy, he was called by the other pastors. He was the Lion of the Mountains. He was an older man that had led a church planting movement in the mountains in the eastern portion of Cuba. And it's all just wild jungle. It's incredibly difficult there. And he had been in prison like 15 times. And he was talking about he had helped a bunch of guys go through Bible college and get training and stuff like that. And he said, but we wouldn't ordain them until they'd been in prison. So you could get a Bible college degree, but we wouldn't ordain you until you've been in prison, because he said, how do we know if you have what it takes? That's hardcore.
Well, that's a pretty high standard right there.
And I can't imagine a Cuban prison is really great.
Yeah.
Right. He talked about the nightmares that he'd seen, in prison and stuff. But he just sat there. I've got pictures sitting in his home, and he was just telling stories about that. And it's not quite that difficult now, but it's still very, very difficult. They still have Communist Party leaders on every single block, and they're just paying attention. Who comes on? Who leaves? Why did you talk to that person? Who are you with? All that kind of stuff. All the time is that way. I've been in other countries. I'm not going to say the names of countries because I don't want them thinking about it. But some other very difficult countries where the police nonstop wouldn't leave us alone. Just everywhere we went, to the point where they were actually staying in the room next to me on purpose. And when I texted my friend, hey, I'm leaving and going down to breakfast, I step out of my door and the police officer steps right out of his door right next to me, makes eye contact with me, and gets on the elevator together.
Wow.
Right? Just letting us know we're watching you. We're paying attention. You have to be very careful about that stuff. And that's for Westerners. They don't care about me or you.
Right.
Right? But what they're doing is they're paying attention to, like, we're leaving breadcrumbs for the people that we meet with, Now they're paying attention to, well, who did he meet? And they're trying to build all these networks and figure out how to bring down Christians. It's that way. But in Nigeria, we just had Timothy Initiative last year had a whole family associated with Timothy Initiative kidnapped by Boko Haram.
Wow.
Boko Haram is one of the worst terrorist organizations in the world, sworn allegiance to ISIS and to the Taliban. And they're out there, they killed 5,000 Christians last year.
Wow.
Just them. Can you imagine? You just go into your church on Easter Sunday, they chain the doors shut and burn the building down.
Oof.
Right? It's horrible what's happening to some people. And yet, Jesus says that you can count it joy. And I don't get it. He said, but you're going to be blessed. If you go through persecution, it's not in vain. And God will reward you if you're struggling through persecution. Just be like Jesus.
And most of us won't have to get in, burning buildings or anything like that or get arrested. But you can step out and make a difference at your workplace.
We're afraid somebody might make fun of us.
Right. That's our persecution,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So yeah, get a little bit more courage, right? I mean, let that inspire you to step up and make a statement for Christ today.
Right.
And so let's apply it today.
That's great.
So, hey, that's our time. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow on the Bible Guys.